by making this denotion or dedicating, the Ballon d'Or to Nelson Mandela, it gives a sense of social awareness. Are you of the belief that sport can and should be used
to change the world?
Because I know you've said something previously. You said lots of footballers have interesting things to say, but no one asks them anything interesting.
Most of them, no. They don't. They want to know about. They have, but I told you the story about Sam Ramsey. Mm-hmm. Don't get involved. Yeah. If you see now what happens nowadays, players get involved and you get punished for it. You get really abused about taking a stand nowadays. Then we have the woke area also.
Yes,
so you are not allowed to say anything. So that words of Sam Ramsey is applying now. It's just,
So do you? So I mean, whether you should or you shouldn't. I wrote an article this week in the media about Jordan Henderson and the flack that he's taking because I believe of the hypocrisy that he's exhibited by wanting to be a campaigner.
Or you want to be the same in the you can
So you can't have it both ways.
But here that's what comes out if you take a stand. For something.
But do you think I believe that sportsmen, I'm not suggesting they're not capable of speaking on matters around the world, but I believe that people go to watch sport to enjoy something.
Yes,
not to be told what they should think or what's going on in the rest of the world.
I know. But Nelson Mandela said it. Sport can change the world, can change a lot of things.
Well, he would say that because he's a politician, and politicians like to lever and leverage and use situations.
That's true. But we, as sportsmen, I agree a little bit with you because in moments of grief or moments of bad times, sport can get rid of that tension.
Lift people.
Yes. Yeah. It's, you want to entertain people on the most difficult moments in their life, and we are aware of that as well. We know that. Yeah. We know that. And that's why people go to stadiums, just to get that tension, that relief. That's why people shouting all the time, because they have a bad moment. They want to be part of something positive. Mm-hmm. I understand that. And if you as a sportsman believe in something or do something, do I have to tell to Shevchenko not to say anything about what happens in his country?
No, I agree.
You understand?
My accusation.
It is a fine line.
It is a fine line.
A fine line.
My accusation would be, and has been, is that when it comes down to it, in order to support something, it comes with a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It comes with a preparedness to take the consequences.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel like sport. It wants the virtue signal. It wants to say, oh, this is awful what's happening in the Ukraine. Oh, this is awful what's happening in the Middle East. Oh, the LGBTQ rights in Qatar.
I understand.
But hang on, I'm not taking a fucking yellow card for that. And that's why I feel sport should keep away from it.
I get it. I fully understand. I fully understand. It's up to the individual if he feels so. But the consequences can be horrible.
Yeah.
For taking a stance nowadays. And I was lucky to meet somebody already on a very, very, very early age to say to me, look, don't get involved in those. Just play good football for us. That is the best thing you can do.
But you did have strong opinions when we went into COVID and the circumstances around BLM and taking the knee. I think you were quite strident about that standpoint.
I don't know.
You do?
Was I?
Yeah. I think you were quite... I do remember seeing you debating with John Barnes and Nigel de Jong about the Romanian referee that had used the Romanian word for black, which is negro, and there was an anger about the use of language, but also the taking of the knee. I think you were supportive of. I think some of the quotes you were talking about, which was Martin Luther King and the peaceful approach towards life and demonstrations, and where had it got people.
The point I was making, that I couldn't understand why you were against the fact that somebody would take the knee just to support it, to support the fact for Black Lives Matter. If we look now, also
But you went beyond that, Ruud, because the big argument is, and I make this point to you as a white man to a black man, about opportunities in sport and the lack of representation. And I have owned a football club, and I have invited people to work for me from every persuasion, because I don't give a shit what you are as long as you can do a job.
But you are like that. But a lot of other people are not like that.
In my experience of football and having met most of the other football club chairmen, and it's a crass expression, but they would have employed Osama bin Laden if they thought he could win games for them. It never came down in my experience. So you made observations about the black coaches in Dutch football and the feeling, and you made it specifically about Patrick Kluivert not being given an opportunity to coach properly, or only ever being a coach.
Okay, I will tell you one thing.
Do you feel that there's a real issue?
Oh yeah, there's a real issue.
Well, then tell me what it is.
Okay, I will tell you. The Dutch Federation had a problem with diversity in the federation. A lot had a problem.
A problem with doing it, or a problem with talent?
Doing diversity. They wanted help in order to do so. Okay, because a lot of people, they say that they don't see it. Okay. The worst thing that people can say in that debate was, when we were on television, was some of them that said, yeah, but I don't want to just employ somebody who's black. And by the way, I want quality.
Yeah.
But that's almost if you say that black people don't have quality. That was a bad and rude.
No, but that's your interpretation. You're the embodiment.
Wait a minute. But
you're the embodiment. You've achieved everything. You've managed some of the biggest clubs.
But that
played
is
for the biggest clubs, won individual honours.
Yeah, but as a black person, you can, in sports, you can do a lot.
Yes.
You can participate, but you cannot decide.
See, I disagree with you.
Yeah, but that is the point. And that is also what the Federation was thinking. Right. So the Federation asked help. So we founded a commission, the Commission Mijnals. And Mr. Mijnals was the first black player who played for the national team, for the Dutch national team. In 3 years' time, and not without a struggle, because they didn't want to negotiate. A lot of people didn't want to negotiate with us from the Federation. We felt that they were trying to push us out. And it took us a long time. Eventually, after 3 years, we managed to get a woman as director of the Federation. Nigel de Jong is technical director.
But not because she was a woman, though. Because she was talented.
Yes, but...
and she just happened to be a woman.
I will give you another example. There was a Philharmonic Orchestra, who always had a first violist, or whatever you call it, as a man. Okay? Yeah. So, and of course, after a while, I said, well, how is that possible all the time? So they organized a blind audition. Just listening.
I've heard this analogy before.
Yes, listening to what they said. Yeah. They said, okay, this one is the best. And it was a woman.
Yeah.
So therefore, you need to give people opportunities first in order to talk with them. Yeah. You maybe did it, but not everybody did it. Wait a minute.
No, I'm not going to, yeah.
So therefore, the Federation now we have in the board, we have Seedorf now, who is in the board of the Federation. That would have never happened before.
Right.
So we are happy that change has been occurred. Now people acknowledge the fact of this commission. What happened in America? Everybody said the same thing like you. I don't mind. But there was nothing happening. They had to implicate a rule in order to. What do you see in America now? You see black coaches in basketball, American football. And so therefore, it is there. But it is about opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, my argument on the other side of this, insofar as I have another argument, right? Because I think what you're saying is what I believe in, which is equal opportunity. I don't believe equal opportunity equals equal outcome.
No, I agree with that as well. I don't want a job just because I'm black.
Yeah.
I just want to have an interview with you, an opportunity for you to talk with me.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that opportunity already, then where do I get?
Yeah.
And then you get frustrated people.